जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा
जय जय श्री
जय
चैतन्य
जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद
जय श्री चैतन्य
जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा
जय अद्वैत चंद्र
जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद
जय जय श्री चैतन्य
जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा
जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय
श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत की जय। श्रील कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome to today's Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita reading. We are reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, chapter 8, the talks between Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Srila Ramananda Raya. So yesterday we saw that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Raya were talking to each other. Finally, in their conversation, we saw that Sri Ramananda Raya is glorifying Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Mahaprabhu was glorifying Ramananda Raya, that it is only because of so Ramananda Raya said, my Lord, by your influence, I see that all these Brahmanas, all these people who came with me, they're all in ecstasy. They're chanting Krishna's names, and they're experiencing, there's tears in their eyes, they're in ecstasy. All this is your influence. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that actually you are the best of Bhagavatottamas, the best of Uttama Bhagavatas. By your influence, by seeing you, these people are experiencing ecstasy. Even my heart, being a Mayavadi sannyasi, my heart is hard like a stone. But even my heart is melting in ecstasy by embracing you, by touching you. So if a hard-hearted Mayavadi sannyasi's heart can melt, then what to speak of others? Certainly they are also experiencing ecstasy by your influence. And also Mahaprabhu said that Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya knew this, that by coming in your association, my heart would melt, it would soften. That is why he insisted that I should come and see you. As they were glorifying each other like this, one Vaishnava Brahmana came in front of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, offered Dandavat obeisances, and he prayed to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to please come to his house to take prasadam. So yesterday we discussed that Mahaprabhu, understanding that this Brahmana was a Vaishnava, accepted his invitation. So yesterday's class was practically dedicated to this verse, that Mahaprabhu accepted the invitation of this Brahmana because he was a Vaishnava. And then what happened after that? Now Mahaprabhu has to go. It's lunchtime. This person has invited Mahaprabhu. So Mahaprabhu has to go now. But he wanted to see Ramananda Raya again. So now it is time to part. So Mahaprabhu is saying, I have a desire. My mind yearns, my mind is desiring to hear Krishna Katha from your mouth, from your lips. So that means I would like to hear you again. I would like to see you again. How can we meet? That is the point. My heart is desiring to hear Krishna Katha from you. And then Ramananda Raya is saying, my Lord, although by your darshan, yes. So although Ramananda Raya is saying that although although by taking your darshan, or you have come here to deliver all fallen souls. Yes. So you have come here to deliver fallen souls. You have come to deliver me. But my heart is so wicked that in spite of getting your darshan, still it is not completely purified. Getting your darshan once is not sufficient for my wicked heart. My heart is too polluted. So please stay for 5 to 7 days. By seeing you again and again, that much time, 5 to 7 days, by that time, my heart will be cleansed. So please stay here for 5 to 7 days. And by giving your darshan, you marjana. Marjana means you scrub, you clean, right? You clean my heart simply by giving your darshan. So please stay for 5 to 7 days. Like this, Ramananda Raya has requested Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to stay. So now let's see what happened after that. So this is what Ramananda Raya said. Raya kohe aila jadi pamara shodhite. Yes, you have come to rectify, to correct the fallen, right? Me, a fallen soul. Darshana matre shuddha nahe mora dushta chitte. Simply by darshan, once getting a darshan, my dushta, my wicked heart is not cleansed. Dina pacha sat rohi koroho marjan. Stay for 5 to 7 days and clean my heart. Tabe shuddha hoye mora ei dushtaman. Only then my wicked heart will be purified. So please stay longer. This is not sufficient to clean my heart. Next. Yadyapi vicheda dohara sahana na jaye, tathapi danda vatakori chalila ramarai. Although vicheda, separation, dohara means both of them. Yadyapi, for both of them, separation was intolerable. Sahana na jai. It was intolerable for both Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as well as for Ramananda Raya. It was intolerable to bear each other's separation, to go away. Yadyapi vicheda dohara sahana na jai, tathapi, still, dandavata kori chalila Rama Rai. Although it was impossible, intolerable to bear separation from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for Ramananda Rai, still, Tathapi, he offered Dandavat obeisances and he went away. Chalila, he went away. Although neither could tolerate separation from the other, Ramananda Rai nonetheless offered his obeisances to Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and departed. Prabhu jai sei vipra ghare bhikha koilo, dui janara utkanthaya asi sandhya hoilo. So this happened. They met when? During the day. So the person had called him for lunch. So this was noon time, around noon. So Mahaprabhu went. Prabhu jai sei vipra ghare bhikha koilo. So to that same Vipra, Brahmana who had come to ask him to take prasad at his house, Mahaprabhu went to that same Brahmana's house and he accepted bhiksha. That means he honored prasadam that Vaishnava Brahmana served. He accepted. Duijanara utkanthaya. Utkantha, you know what is utkantha? in Nectar of Devotion, in the qualities of a devotee who is in bhava bhakti, there are 9 qualities given. So there one quality is samutkantha. Samutkantha means it's like, kantha, utkantha, like this. That means you're so eager, so eager. You're stretching out like that. That is utkantha, samutkantha. So dui janara utkanthaya asi sandhya hoilo. That means both Ramananda Rai and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they were so eager for evening so that they could meet once again. They were experiencing so much separation. Mahaprabhu went, he honored prasadam in that Vipra's house, Brahmana's house. But both Ramananda Rai and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they were so eager, right, for evening. So, Dui Janara Utkanthaya Asi Sandhya Hoilo. So then, in the evening, once again, evening appeared. Utkantha means impatient. Impatient means extremely eager, right? You're just not able to wait. So, Dui Janara Utkanthaya Asi Sandhya Hoilo. So, finally, it became evening. They were waiting for evening and evening appeared. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then went to the house of the Brahmana who had invited him and took his lunch there. When the evening of that day arrived, both Ramananda Rai and the Lord were eager to meet each other again. So they were very, very eager. Duijanara Utkanthaya Asi Sandhya Hoilo. Right. They wanted to meet each other and Sandhya also came. Evening time came. Prabhu Snana Kritya Kori Achena Basiya Eka Bhritya Sangeraya Milila Asiya. Prabhu Snana Kritya Kori. So you see, Brahmanas and certainly sannyasis, they take bath 3 times a day. So now in the evening, once again, Mahaprabhu took bath. Already we saw Mahaprabhu after he crossed Godavari, he took bath and then he sat down chanting. That's when Ramananda Raya had come. That was close to noon time. So now evening, Sandhya once again. Mahaprabhu, Snana Kritya Kori. So his evening rituals, whatever a sannyasi does, he took his bath and he did his evening, rituals. Achena Bosya. And after completing that, he came and he sat down. Mahaprabhu came and sat down. Eka Bhritya Sange Raya Milila Asya. So taking one servant with him, Ramananda Raya also came to meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When did this happen? Sandhya Kal, in the evening. Prabhu Snana Kritya Kori Achena Bosiya Eka Bhritya Sangeraya Milila Asiya. So Ramananda Raya also came to meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, taking one servant with him. After finishing his evening bath, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sat down and waited for Ramananda Raya to come. Then Ramananda Raya, accompanied by one servant, came to meet him. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. A Vaishnava who is supposed to be advanced in spiritual understanding, be he a householder or a sannyasi, must bathe 3 times a day. Right? not just a Brahmana, actually, a Vaishnava. Because Vaishnava is even higher. Brahmana also has to take bath. Vaishnava means he's even above a Brahmana. Certainly, Vaishnava also will do that. So, Srila Prabhupada is saying a Vaishnava who is supposed to be advanced in spiritual understanding, be he a householder or a sannyasi, must bathe 3 times a day, morning, noon, and evening. So we also have artis for the Lord, morning, noon, and evening, right? So that's why when you are engaged in deity worship, all these things happen automatically. Morning before Mangalarti, you take bath. Again, if you have to worship the Lord at noon time, you take bath again and then you go and start worshipping the Lord. And in the evening, once again, you take bath and then you do evening arti. So Brahmana does that anyway. But a Vaishnava, if he is advanced, Vaishnava also takes bath regardless of whether he's a sannyasi or householder. He must bathe 3 times a day, morning, noon, and evening. When one is engaged, Prabhupada is also writing, when one is engaged in the service of the deity, he must especially follow the principles of the Padma Purana and take regular baths. He should also, after bathing, decorate his body with the 12 tilakas. That is also important. Actually, taking bath is not just, uh, pouring water on your body. There is cleansing, internal cleansing and external cleansing also. When you take bath, uh, you should be while taking bath, you should be chanting some mantras of the Lord, names of the Lord. Like when you take bath in the Ganga also, you chant, right? So at least chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. That is one thing. And then what is the decorations for a Vaishnava? You must actually decorate your body after you take bath. How does a Vaishnava decorate himself? He has a tulsi mala, kanti mala, that is a decoration, and tilak. In 12 different places, he should decorate his body with tilak. So when we were reading about how Nanda Maharaj celebrated Krishna's uh, birthday, right? We saw Nanda Maharaj also, he took bath and then he chanted various mantras and he applied tilak all over his body like that. And then also, in addition to that, he decorated himself with various ornaments because that is also meant to bring auspiciousness. So for a Vaishnava, taking bath means after taking bath, you should decorate your body with tilak. That is required. Namaskara Koilo Rai, Prabhu Koilo Alingane. Namaskara. So now Ramananda Rai came with a servant. Mahaprabhu was already sitting and waiting for Ramananda Rai. Ramananda Rai arrives with a servant. Namaskara Koilo Rai, Prabhu Koilo Alingan. So this is also, we saw a similar exchange between Nanda Maharaj and Vasudev because we are reading that section. So I'm remembering that. So there, that point is made that the superior, it is the etiquette that those who are subordinate, they should offer obeisances. And those who are superior, they either they embrace them, right? And also they ask them, how are you doing? Like that. So this is the etiquette. The younger ones should offer obeisances and the seniors should embrace and give blessings and inquire how you are, like that. So Ramananda Rai is a devotee. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Lord. Or you can also say, yeah, that's the best way. Not only that he's a sannyasi grihastha, but the Supreme Lord and the devotee. So when Ramananda Rai came and offered obeisances to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What did Mahaprabhu do? He just went and embraced Ramananda Rai. Alingana, Korea. Namaskara Koilo Rai, Prabhu Koilo Alingane, Dui Jane Krishna Katha Koi Raha Sthane. Dui Jane Krishna Katha Koi Raha Sthane. So now, Raha means Rahasya. Okay, in a secluded place. Rahastan. Rahastan means Rahasya Sthan. That means a secluded place where there's no disturbance, nobody else. And also, they're going to talk about confidential subject matters. This is not like a public, where everyone can come sit and hear. No, this conversation is going to be about confidential topics about bhakti. Very high level topics are going to be discussed. So, Dui Jane Krishna Katha Koi, right? Both of them, Krishna Katha Koi, Koi means they discussed, Kahna, right? So they Krishna Katha, they said, they spoke Krishna Katha, where in a Rahasya Sthan, in a secluded place. So first Ramananda Raya offered obeisances, Mahaprabhu embraced him, then both of them went and sat in a secluded place and they began to discuss Krishna Katha. Ramananda Raya approached Lord Sri Chaitanya and offered his respectful obeisances, and the Lord embraced him. Then they began to discuss Krishna in a secluded place. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The word Rahasthane is a secluded place. The word Rahasthane in a secluded place is very significant. Talks about Krishna and his pastimes, especially his pastimes in Vrindavan and his dealings with the Gopis are all very confidential. They are not subject matter for public discussion because those who have no understanding of the transcendental nature of Krishna's pastimes always commit great offenses, thinking Krishna to be an ordinary human being and the gopis ordinary girls. So nowadays they are making TV serials and movies about pastimes of Krishna with the gopis and and even like showing them to be funny and entertaining. This is forbidden. It should not be done. Why? Because this is such high subject matter. It's very, very easy to take Krishna to be an ordinary person when you discuss Krishna Katha, his dealings, his pastimes with the gopis specifically, even with Brajbasis, especially with the gopis. That is why Krishna Katha is said in the 10th canto to prepare our consciousness first. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, and then 10th canto. So that we don't commit any offenses. To take Krishna to be an ordinary person is an offense. Then instead of benefiting from that, we will be spoiling our own spiritual lives. Krishna's pastimes with the gopis are a subject matter to be discussed by liberated souls. They are not to be discussed by the neophytes. Only liberated souls can discuss Krishna's intimate pastimes with the gopis. So, here Ramananda Raya is a gopi himself. He is Vishakha Gopi. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Srimati Radharani and Krishna. Now, what type of talks they are going to have? This is not meant for everyone. This is not a public, class where people can come and sit and hear. That is why they went to a secluded place. The important point that Srila Prabhupada is saying here is Krishna's pastimes with the Brajbasis, especially the gopis, is not a subject matter for public discussion. So that should be remembered by all of us also. We should not discuss Krishna's pastimes. We should be very, very extremely careful. Actually, I think this was just yesterday I read this. I don't know if I got it as somebody sent a quote or it was yesterday's calendar, Prabhupada's quote. I don't remember. But yes, Vindhyavali Mataji. You're in mute, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji, today's 24th December. Srila Prabhupada sent a quote that in Caitanya Mahaprabhu's life, we see that in public, he never discussed about Krishna's Leela with the gopis. That was very confidential discussion amongst his own circle.
Yes.
So we should remember this, that public may misunderstand this. Therefore, we have to present these things very cautiously, not very openly. They may misunderstand. That is Prabhupada's quote today.
Today, Jai. Thank you, Mataji. See,
That's what I was remembered today.
That's exactly what we are reading here in this purport. Srila Prabhupada is reminding us here again. Yeah. So they are not subject matter for public discussion. Why? Why? Because Krishna Katha is supposed to deliver them. But instead of delivering by taking Krishna by taking Krishna cheaply, by taking Krishna and the gopis to be ordinary young boys and girls, and their loving affairs to be like the loving affairs between ordinary human beings, a young boy and young girl, they will be committing offenses. And because of these offenses, they will be choking their own spiritual progress. So that is why, for their own benefit, these subject matters should not be discussed. Very, very cautiously, they should be discussed only amongst the closed circle of devotees. Okay. Following the principle of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who never discussed the dealings between Krishna and gopis publicly, Mahaprabhu himself didn't discuss.
Yeah.
Following the principle of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who never discussed the dealings between Krishna and the gopis publicly, devotees in the Krishna consciousness movement are enjoined not to discuss the pastimes of Lord Krishna in Vrindavan in public. Yeah. Devotees in the Krishna consciousness movement are enjoined. This is an instruction.
Yeah.
They're enjoined not to discuss the pastimes of Lord Krishna in Vrindavan, right? Pastimes of Krishna in Vrindavan in public. A public means non-devotees, right?
Not what.
Yeah. For the general public, sankirtan is the most effective method to awaken Krishna consciousness. So you want to awaken Krishna consciousness, then for the general public, sankirtan is the most effective method to awaken Krishna consciousness. Remember, in the last Srimad Bhagavatam class, we were discussing in the third canto, fifth chapter, text 12, we were seeing. There we were discussing about the order in which you should do Shravanam.
Yeah.
Vidura was asking Maitreya Muni that he wanted to hear Krishna Katha.
Yeah.
So there, in that Krishna Katha, he's saying that even your friend Vyasdev has given Mahabharat. What is the intention of his giving Mahabharat? His intention of giving Mahabharat, which has so many topics, but his purpose is to bring the reader to Bhagavad Gita. His intention of giving the Mahabharat and the Vedas and everything is ultimately to give Krishna Katha only. So therefore, you tell me Krishna Katha, he said. So there in that context, the Acharya explains that Krishna Katha is also 4 types. What are the 4 types of Shravanam? Krishna Katha means Shravanam, right? So Shravanam is 4 types. Nama Shravanam, Rupa Shravanam, Guna Shravanam, Leela Shravanam. So in that order you should hear. First you should hear the names of the Lord. Why? By Nama Shravanam, your heart will be purified. When your heart is sufficiently purified, then when you do Rupa Shravanam, now you will actually be able to
think of
hold that in your heart. That form, the description, you'll be able to grasp and you'll be able to hold it in your heart. And then after you hear about Krishna's form, next Shravanam is Guna Shravanam, about Krishna's wonderful qualities. Only after you have sufficiently heard his Rupa and Guna Shravanam, that means now his form and his qualities are nicely registered in your heart. Now, then you can hear about Krishna's intimate pastimes, because now you have that platform, that foundation of Krishna's form, Krishna's qualities. Now you can hear about Krishna's pastimes. So this is the order in which you should hear, in which you should do Shravanam. Same thing Mahaprabhu is also doing. So for new people who have no, you want to awaken them to Krishna consciousness, what is the best way? Of course, Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita must be discussed. We are talking about Krishna's pastimes, especially Vrindavan pastimes, right? Those should not be spoken right away. That's why first you speak Bhagavad Gita, right? And even before that, always we have Kirtan, right? Harinam Sankirtan. Let them hear the holy name. Nama Shravanam is very important. By that, when there is purification of heart, then they become receptive to the message. So, Nama Shravanam is very important. So, to new people, this is Mahaprabhu's system, Mahaprabhu's, his style. Masses of people, thousands and thousands of people, he will simply do Sankirtan, Harinam. He will do Harinam, Sankirtan. But with his confidential inner circles, like Ramananda Raya and, Swarup Damodar Goswami, there he will discuss intimate pastimes, not in public. In public, he would do Sankirtan. This is the reason, this is the science why you should do Nam Shravanam first. So, following the principle of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who never discussed the dealings between Krishna and the Gopis publicly, devotees in the Krishna consciousness movement are enjoined not to discuss the pastimes of Lord Krishna in Vrindavan in public. For the general public, Sankirtan is the most effective method to awaken Krishna consciousness. If possible, one should discuss the principles enunciated in the Bhagavad Gita. If possible, Srila Prabhupada is saying. So, really, you have to start with Nama Shravanam. Just chant. Let them hear the holy name. After that, if possible, if they are willing to hear, because if they are not willing to hear, what is the point? This is another thing. If the other person is not hearing, then what is the point of your speaking? Is it even, sinking in? Of course, you'll say it is, the sound vibration is still having some effect. Then in that case, just chant the holy name. That is sound vibration. It is going inside. But as much as that person is able to hear, right? If there is a possibility, you start with speaking Bhagavad Gita. You should discuss the principles enunciated in the Bhagavad Gita. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu followed this principle very strictly and discussed the philosophy of the Bhagavad Gita with learned scholars like Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Prakasananda Sarasvati. So philosophy, another thing, Mahaprabhu didn't discuss philosophy with general masses. When there is large gathering of people, Mahaprabhu, you don't see him giving classes on Bhagavad Gita also. No. Philosophy he discussed with philosophers like Mayavadis or those who are learned in Shastra. With them he would discuss philosophy. Who were they? He discussed philosophy with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. We saw for so many weeks we discussed Mahaprabhu's talks with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. We can hear you talk. So then also he discussed philosophy with Prakashananda Sarasvati. We saw a little bit in Adi Leela. We will see again. So Mahaprabhu's talks with Prakashananda Sarasvati, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Also we see Mahaprabhu discuss philosophy with Chand Kazi. Chand Kazi was also a learned Pandit. Although he was a Muslim, he was aware. He was aware. He was knowledgeable. With general people, Sankirtan. But with his close associates, he would speak his heart, his feelings, and he would discuss Krishna Katha, Krishna's pastimes, with those who were his close, intimate associates only. So this discrimination has to be there. What we are discussing with whom, how we are dealing. If possible, one should discuss the principles enunciated in the Bhagavad Gita. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu followed this principle very strictly and discussed the philosophy of the Bhagavad Gita with learned scholars like Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Prakashananda Saraswati. However, he taught the principles of the bhakti cult to students like Sanatana Goswami and Rupa Goswami and he discussed with Sri Ramananda Raya the topmost devotional dealings between Krishna and Gopis. Just see the various gradation with students like Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami. Mahaprabhu discussed principles of bhakti, how to progress in bhakti with students. Those who are his disciples, his students, he's teaching them how to progress in bhakti. What is the cult of bhakti? Of course, they are also eternal associates only. Nevertheless, they are playing here the role of Mahaprabhu's students, right? Disciples. So, and also there was a task that they had to do. Rup Sanatan Goswamis, the Goswamis, they were to actually give literatures. All the literature, whatever we have now, it was given by the Goswamis and passed down in the disciplic succession. So Mahaprabhu taught them, instructed them in the science of bhakti. We are all called Rupanugas. Rupanugas because we are followers in the footsteps of Srila Rupa Goswami. So Srila Rupa Goswami chalked out the path of bhakti. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is telling us about bhakti. And on his Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, now the later acharyas have given commentaries, right? They've written commentaries on his Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has given us Madhurya Kadambini just on one verse given by Srila Rupa Goswami. Anya Vilashita Shunyam Jnana Karmadhyana Avritam Anukulena Krishnanushilanam. Right? The stages of bhakti he has explained in Madhurya Kadambini. Actually, that book, not Anyabhilashita Shunyam, the other one, Adav Shraddha Tatha Sadhu Sangha, on that verse. That is Madhurya Kadambini. Like this, Srila Jiva Goswami also has given us elaborated, right? He has given us the Shat Sandarbhas. Shat Sandarbhas. Specifically, Bhakti Sandarbha is talking about the science of bhakti, how to perform bhakti, what are the types of bhakti. All this is given in Bhakti Sandarbha. So that's why Mahaprabhu taught Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami the principles of bhakti. Whatever they learned from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, now they taught to their disciple, Jiva Goswami. Now he has compiled the Bhakti the Sandarbhas based on what he heard from Rupa Goswami. And Rupa Goswami was personally instructed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that is why Mahaprabhu taught the principles of bhakti to Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami. Ramananda Raya is like an equal, right? Mahaprabhu is discussing, he's actually inquiring from Ramananda Raya about highest topics of bhakti, the intimate pastimes between Lord Krishna and the Gopis. However, he taught the principles of the bhakti cult to students like Sanatan Goswami and Rupa Goswami, and he discussed with Sri Ramananda Raya the topmost devotional dealings between Krishna and the Gopis. For the general populace, he performed sankirtan very vigorously. We must also follow these principles in preaching Krishna consciousness all over the world. So, once again, let's recollect what we studied in this purport. So the verse said that Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Raya, they sat in a secluded place to discuss Krishna Katha. Srila Prabhupada in the purport is saying, their sitting in a secluded place to discuss Krishna Katha is very significant. Krishna's pastimes, Vrindavan pastimes, especially Krishna's pastimes with the gopis, they are the most confidential subject matter. It is not a subject matter which is to be discussed in public. It's a very confidential subject matter. Even if it is discussed, it should be discussed with great, being very, very cautious when you're discussing Krishna's pastimes, in Vrindavan especially. Then we saw Mahaprabhu himself set this example. We saw 4 examples. In 4 cases, how Mahaprabhu is speaking what? With general public, what would he do? He would perform
Chanting.
sankirtan. Yes, chanting. Let them hear the holy name. Let them hear Nama Shravanam. Let them hear the holy name. He would discuss philosophy with those who are philosophers. Like Bhagavad Gita philosophy, he discussed with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Prakasananda Sarasvati. I said also with Chandkaji. Then with his students like Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, Mahaprabhu discussed the principles of bhakti, the science of bhakti. And with Ramananda Raya and
Gopis.
Sarvabhauma Goswami, he would be
Krsna.
discussing the topmost subject, topmost topics of bhakti, Krishna's intimate dealings with the gopis, his relationship with the gopis. This Mahaprabhu would discuss only with, close associates who are all his parshadas, eternal associates in the spiritual world, right? Such high topics are not a subject matter for group discussion. No. Right? So I think that's good for today. We can stop there. Does anyone have any questions,
Hare Krishna,
comments?
Hare
Yes.
Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
That is the reason Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, normal public, he said Hare Krishna. Just chant Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Chant, chant, chant. That's all.
Yes, Mataji.
And this reminds me, like a school, if a child goes to like first standard or second standard, you cannot give them biology, zoology, or something like that, higher education. They cannot understand anyway. If you tell them, you can tell them, but they cannot understand.
Yes.
So those are the things that step by step, when we grow, we need to know. Our mind also grows, and we can understand what is that means.
Yes. Grows means we'll be purified.
We'll be purified.
And then we'll be able to receive. Yes, Mataji. Thank you.
So that is the main thing, if tell too many things, if they tell also, we cannot understand. Our mind doesn't understand. And then like she says, this bhakti is something and chanting is something. And then afterwards, listening to other things, philosophy or something, level by level. And at the topmost, once we understand, like you are saying, Rupa chanting, and then what is that? Nama Shravanam, Rupa
Leela
Shravanam.
Shravanam and Leela Shravanam.
Yeah, all these things, step by step, if we don't go, we cannot understand anything.
Yes.
Normal subjects we cannot understand. Where can we understand Krishna's Leelas? It's impossible to understand.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you.
That's what I thought so much.
Yes. One thing that I would like to say, though, is that, initially you will say this, right? But also you have to move higher. Like years and years are passing by, and I don't like to discuss philosophy because I'm not. That's also not.
No, that's also not possible.
That's also not fair.
Fair, not fair.
Srila Prabhupada, why he wrote so many books? Why our acharyas wrote so many books for us? So we must rise, and we must actually, because that's our responsibility to learn whatever they're giving us. So yes, for brand new people, you give the holy name. But it is expected from us as we progress, we must study more. Otherwise, for whom these books are there? So
see, once I am interested in holy name, keep on chanting. I know my mind will go to other level.
Yes.
So
when you chant,
and I go to other level. That if I am keep on doing that Rupa, thinking of God, and I will go to other level. So that automatically our mind will go. If we do really.
If we do the first grade properly, we'll go to second grade. Yes, Mataji.
See, Prabhupada wrote that today's his code. I say, what is he saying? That people who doesn't have any brain, if you tell them these things, they will misunderstand.
Yeah.
So you need to go to that level to understand that thing.
Yes. Yes, Mataji.
So that is the main thing.
Sufficient purification. Saumya Praja Gopi Mataji. Go ahead, Mataji. Yes.
Thank you. Mataji, Sadhu Pranavam, Mataji. Mataji, may I ask in Telugu, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji. Go ahead.
Mataji, Ramananda Raya Arjunudu అని చెప్తారు కదా Mataji?
అవును. Yes. Both. Ramananda Raya. So Mataji is asking that Ramananda Raya we hear is Arjun. But I said Ramananda Raya is Vishaka Gopi. So yes, he's both. In
Vishaka
Chaitanya
Gopi
Leela,
kuda.
in Chaitanya Leela, we will find like this, that two different personalities, eternal personalities are there in one. Just like Rupa Goswami is Rupa Manjari, but also, Rupa Goswami and Rupa Manjari. So that means eternally also he has this role as Rupa Goswami, right? Because there is Chaitanya Leela in Golok Vrindavan, there is Chaitanya Leela, and also there is Radha Krishna Leela. Both are there in Golok Vrindavan. So the associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they are there eternally with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and they can parallelly be there in Krishna Leela also. That is there. So so like that we will see in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela.
Haridas Thakur Mataji.
Yes.
Is Brahma and Prahlada both.
Like that. I was just going to say that. So we have several like that personalities. Mataji, if I say in English, parvaleda, Telugulo chepmantara.
పర్లేదు మాతాజీ. ఓకే, అండర్స్టాండ్ అవుతుంది కానీ మాట్లాడలేను అంతే.
Yes, yes, yes.
థ్యాంక్ యూ మాతాజీ.
He is Arjun and
Arjuna. Arjuna.
Ramananda.
Yeah. And Ramananda Raya. And his brothers, they're all like 5. So his father is Pandu Maharaj, and the 5 brothers are 5 Pandavas.
Yeah, but you said, what is that Gopi? You said Arjun.
Vishaka Gopi.
Vishaka Gopi.
Okay. Any other questions, comments?
Thank you so much, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Thank
Do you have time, Mataji?
Yes. Go ahead, Priyanka Mataji.
So question is from today's class. It's just side mein question hai thoda. So I want to know about Namabhas, Mataji, Namabhas stage of chanting. So we like these stages, upon chanting, Namabhas, and the pure chanting, Shuddhana. So can you tell something about Namabhas? Like, I was reading about the types of Namabhas chanting, that Parihasya and what else? Parihasya. There are 4 stages, 4 types, right?
Yeah, once Prabhuji had sent me, and at that time I had studied. Prabhuji means Kalpesh Prabhu had sent me. I had read that at one time. Now I'm not, it's not very, it's not readily available in my memory. So it's better that I don't speak on that.
Okay, Mataji.
But yeah, in general, Namabhas means it is a clearing stage. So even in one can get liberation even if he's in Namabhas stage. But if you want love
that is my question
to...
actually. How one gets liberation in Namabhas stage?
You're asking how?
Yeah. So one thing is example of what we call the Ajamil, Sanket Matra, right? Sanket Matra. One is Sanket Matra Namabhas. One is that also. In the case of Ajamil, as we say that he was not actually calling Lord Krishna, he was calling son like Narayan. So it was just a Sanket. Sanket was not exactly to Lord Vishnu, but he was calling to his son. Okay, Mataji, I think I will ask it later.
Okay. No problem.
Because I want to understand this Namabhas more effectively.
Yes, Mataji. Yeah, it won't be... I won't do justice if I just speak like that. It's better.
Okay. Yes, Mataji. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
So we will end here. Thank you all so much. Soumya Mataji and Jai Lakshmi Mataji, they are actually joining from India early in the morning, Thank you so much. So, Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Jai.
Samaveta Gaur Bhakta Vrindi ki Jai.
Jai. Thank you so much, Mataji. Danvat pranams to you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyo patitanam pavanebhyo
Namo Namah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.